You want beer?
Yes, please.
Well, Tom?
My God. It's a good job it comes in a little bottle, isn't it?
It has to.
I'll drink it if you don't want it.
Old Tom. We got told off last week for plugging Old Peculiar. Hobgoblin, that's the one.
Was it Hobgoblin?
somebody commented on it, and I didn't even realise we'd done it, and I just saw that comment and went, he did it again, didn't he?
Does that mean somebody actually watched the video?
Yeah, he did it again, didn't he?
Right,
the moment there's a camera...
We should be recording this.
Well, we are recording this for the video.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and that's what our intro sounds like on drugs.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Hello!
Hello, Drinky Talky thingy number 111. We've already been recording for the uncut.
It's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? Yeah. We got 111.
Well, it's not embarrassing. It's impressive that we managed to last this long
And get so few listeners.
and still have around 100 listeners. I think what happens is each week we pick up 1 or 2 new listeners and piss off another 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's definitely what happens. I'm willing to bet it's the same die-hard ones. I just think it's funny, just to click.
They are random each
Yeah.
week on week.
Well, now we have videos, so it gets even worse.
Ooh, I've got a nice.
And 24 whole people indulged in our video last week, making it so worth the hours of time Paddy put into it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, how much? Considering it was an uncut video and there was no editing, the amount of effort that was required to actually get that thing onto YouTube. Now, Adobe, you're
don't pick on Adobe. Now, this rant goes on forever. Let's just carry on. Nobody wants to hear about how much you hate Adobe.
I want to
Nobody cares.
I want to kill their
Nobody
CEOs.
Not one person.
With their
Not
own
one
children.
of the 24 is interested.
I know.
Where do we start?
Take a pick. Just pick something so I don't rant about it.
Double Fine have finally named the game.
Oh, fuck them. Who cares?
There's a lot of this going on. They've called the new game Broken Age.
Yeah, because we come from one where they had to go to Kickstarter to get this thing done, rather than just sticking it out of their own pocket because they knew people would fucking buy it.
Would they though? Now, essentially, what's happened is they have the money in their pocket. They can make a crap game. No risk.
Yeah, but
This is why Kickstarter's backwards for games. Because once you got the money, you could just release any old game. It doesn't have to be good. You've released it.
I suppose there is that. But at the same time, with the Double Fine one, they've released 3 or 4 games since, and they've all made a profit.
Yeah. Right, here we go. I'm opening the old Tom. Does it just smell like alcohol?
Have you never had Old Tom?
Ooh.
Have you never actually drank?
I've had old Roger, but never old Tom. It sounds like I go around like old people's homes doing wrong things.
Dressing as death?
You know how strong it is? It's 8.5%.
I know, it smells 8.5%.
It's tasty. It's a nice, strong, dark ale. Anyway, yeah, Double Fine Adventures. They finally announced the name of their Kickstarter campaign, which is called Broken Age. There is a trailer video for it.
Well,
It doesn't
it's actually the world's best ale. It's not like Carlsberg, probably. It actually is the world's best ale.
Actually, yeah, I think
it has an award.
I think it won an award.
Nice. So I'm going to drink the world's best ale. What else? What are we saying? Sorry, what?
Yeah, they've announced its name. Woohoo! I don't know what else to say. I started on the side of Double Fine.
It's like somebody put vodka in my ale.
I want to get some of that Sink the Bismarck.
I've got to cycle home after this.
I want to get some of that Sink the Bismarck.
What's that one?
That's the Brewdog one. That's about 14%.
Like one of those.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Or is it? No, is that the Sink the Bismarck, or is that the one that comes? Yeah.
Delirium's about 8.5 as well.
But there's the one that they've got that comes in a squirrel.
I want it already.
It comes. The bottle comes in a taxidermied squirrel.
What?
Okay.
I think we
I
should
don't know how we move on from that.
pick a story.
Well, we've got a lot of PAX news. Let's just do it in order.
Oh, fuck it, fair enough then. Diablo 3. I am not happy that the console version is going to be released without DRM. It is also going to be released without an auction house, which means the loot drops will have to be balanced. It's also going to have a completely offline mode. Can you feel the hatred right now?
The core crowd for Diablo just got shat on from a great height, didn't they?
We just got shat on by controller-shaped turds.
I'm genuinely lost for words at how Blizzard could get this so wrong, because they understand the gaming market.
Yeah.
They know how passionate people can be. And yet, they do this.
See, if they'd have given us all this stuff, if they'd have made the PC version good, and then made a console port,
yeah,
then nobody would have batted an eyelid. It's the fact that the PC version, the more you look at it now...
They'll release this as a DLC for PC versions. Play offline, just 15 quid. It is Activision.
But there's simple things, like, on the console, because every console player expects it, all of the characters have a dodge ability.
What?
Yeah. All of the classes have been given a right stick to dodge kind of thing.
Right, so we haven't really got much use for this stick, dodge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty much how that meeting went.
Basically, they've taken the...
I think I've just gone blind.
They've taken the Demon Hunter's dodge ability and given it to every class, basically, which makes the game a bit simpler. Also, direct control with a gamepad, as I did in my video years ago, it actually works really well. And
you're spiteful, basically. You don't know what to say because you're pissed off that they've ruined your game by giving you the shit version.
Yeah.
Giving console games.
The point I was going to get at is that the more you look at it now, even though they're trying to say it's not the case, you can see design decisions that have been made knowing that the console version is on the way. You can just see them, they're there.
Yeah.
Things that have been simplified. The rune system was simplified. The talent system. Okay, it benefited from being simplified, but the talent system was simplified. And then they went and ripped it off and put it in Warcraft. And simplified that as well.
So it's... Again, you're just angry because the game's better for console gamers, who are probably going to pay more for it as well.
And I probably will buy it. Well, I won't.
I'd like the fact that you're so optimistic that you're going to have time to play all these games. Because I know, you're like me, you've got a stack of games you've never played.
Yes.
Hell, Battlefield 4's been announced. I still haven't unboxed 3.
Yes.
It's not that I haven't played it. Literally, it's still sealed. It's still in the cellophane. It's the bloody pre-order edition with the extra bits in.
Yeah.
Sealed.
Well,
Next to Skyrim. I've bought Modern Warfare 3 since then. And SSX, and XCOM, and Bulletstorm. I'm never going to play these games. Oh, well, I play XCOM. Did I mention XCOM?
Not again. We've managed 8.5 minutes before you mentioned the one game that you've played in the last 2 years.
I couldn't help it, but I'm impressed that they're releasing an iPhone version.
Yeah,
that is, to me, that is well done.
Well, they have kind of teased that there's another one coming. There's a teaser trailer for... Well, God knows what it is. It's either a teaser trailer for a DLC or a teaser trailer for the next version.
Have you played it yet?
No.
No, you should play it.
I should.
Put it to the top of your pile of cellophane wrapped games.
No, because I've got StarCraft Out of the Swarm to get through.
Yeah, nobody cares. It's only StarCraft, isn't it? You've not been waiting long.
Only 3 years.
Exactly, it was 12 for the last one. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, but this is half of the last one. We waited 12 years and they gave us a third of a fucking game.
And I still didn't make it to the end. I don't know what more to say.
They made us wait 12 years for a third of a game and then made us wait another 3 years for third number 2.
They pulled a Peter Jackson, didn't they, really?
Yeah.
They made a game and thought, hey, we can make more from this. Done. I don't know why that'd make 3 cuts.
Yeah, it would.
There you go. Let's be correct.
What were we talking about then? I've lost track. We started No, I'm lost.
I'm drinking moonshine.
You're not drinking.
I'm genuinely concerned. Did you bottle this yourself? Are you sure you didn't just...
Have you honestly never had Old Tom? It's awesome.
I've never drank it. I've seen it, but I just kind of...
It's tasty. It's won awards.
Yeah, it is tasty. I'll give it that much.
Right, where are we going? We've done Diablo. NVIDIA Shield. Why not? Project Shield. Now, I didn't know that this thing had streaming from your main PC, but Go apparently did.
Yeah. Paddy's about to make the same realisation that most of you have probably already made.
They ripped off the Wii U.
It turns your PC into a Wii U, basically.
Exactly.
You can just stream your games.
It's the PC version of the Wii U.
Good luck playing StarCraft.
Touchscreen.
You still can't type quick enough. There's no... StarCraft isn't a game. We've been through this.
Yeah, I know.
It's a typing exercise.
It is. It
may as well be that silly shark game where you're going to eat... Yeah.
See, I really still want to see
Type
that
shark.
video. In fact, I'm going to contact some pro StarCraft players until one of them answers. I want to see a professional StarCraft player play Type of Shark. I want to see that game melt. Because it would be epic just to watch it.
I'm not sure it would. Do you use the full keyboard on StarCraft, or is it? It's only a certain area, isn't it?
No, because it's hotkeys. It's combinations.
Have I been doing it wrong?
Yeah. I've only just started using the hotkeys.
I've never used them.
No.
That's probably why I get my ass kicked 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I know how. For Heart of the Swarm, I know Control and 1 creates group number 1. S takes you to the... Because I do that for the hatchery, and then S takes you into the spawns, and then you can turn them into other things with other letters. That's all I know.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, that's all I know. I don't know what it...
Why are we looking at the keyboard? Everyone, we both know what a keyboard looks like. They know what a keyboard... And yet still we have to look when you say Control and 1. This is what happens when it's been a long week. It's actually been a short week because, well, I'm guessing you got tomorrow off as well.
Yeah, got tomorrow off.
So it's been a short
week.
week.
I've got to drive to the Lake District tomorrow, so I've got a 4-hour drive.
The shorter the week is, the longer it lasts.
Yeah.
I think that.
I've just had a bastard of a week. It didn't fucking work. No, none of it fucking worked.
This has become more like a self-help group, hasn't it? Really, what we've got here is a lot of people. We should stand up and say our names first and our problems. Go on,
Paddy,
Trevor, do that now.
Yeah, Paddy, I'm not an alcoholic, but I would like to be.
Can you drive stood up?
Yeah.
If there's been a crash somewhere in Canada, we're really sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've said it.
My name's Paddy, I'm not an alcoholic, but I'm trying.
He's got a drinking problem. 2 hands, 1 mouth. Oh. My dad tells that joke.
Yeah, he does, repeatedly.
It shouldn't continue it, should we? So, Project Shield's been shown off.
It's
shown off.
The latest version of it, the full version of it, and it looks pretty good.
It's still an oversized controller with a screen attached that nobody can really justify because it doesn't really make sense.
No, because it does have competition.
I've just realised.
Yeah.
It fills that gap. You know when a game geek, somebody who has a top spec PC, gets a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you know, for that like first year or two, you kind of I'm not that much of a geek, and you try not to spend every waking hour playing games on your PC.
No.
Oh right. I think it fills that gap, that kind of year or so period.
I'm seeing a very interesting trend in your relationship.
That year or so period where you don't want to give away how much of a geek. Sorry, this only works in relationships where the other half isn't a gamer. If your other half's a gamer, then...
Yeah, but mine isn't, and I just sat there playing Warcraft.
Wow, you know how to treat a girl. Okay, so the first year, when you're trying not to give away the fact that you are the big geek that you are, you could sit there... Actually, yeah, an NVIDIA Shield isn't going to help you. I was thinking you could sit there on the sofa while she watches Wife Swap or whatever the crap they watch.
No.
I'm just...
Basically,
I'm being a bit genderist here, aren't I?
Yeah.
All women watch Wife Swap while men play games. No, but
I don't know. Look at my Netflix recently watched feed at the minute.
I've seen it. It's been hilarious.
Fucking hell.
I now just assume it's you. Just doing it, and I imagine you there after having a fresh pedicure, watching. I am being. I'm gonna get killed if Fiona sees this.
She will see this because I'm sending her the direct link.
But anyway, that brief. I'll recap. That brief period when you try not to give away how much of a geek you are, and you can't sit at your PC because you got to spend time together. Stick the TV on, get that out, play a few games. She'll never know.
But then,
or he'll never know.
Then they get more annoyed that you're actually there with them and still ignoring them.
Have you noticed though? It's okay to do it on an iPhone.
Yes.
This is the most backwards thing. I'll sit there on the sofa, TV on. She's playing on the iPhone. Fine. I get the PlayStation controller. Beep. What are you doing?
This is where you need to learn this one wonderful piece of software, Splashtop.
What?
Splashtop is iPhone, iOS, Android software that remote desktops into your PC and gives you complete control.
Yeah, but I don't want that. First of all, I don't have a working PC.
Yeah, you need to get a working PC.
That year period's over now. It's gone. What I need is just a separate TV. I've got past the point now. I can actually leave the room and go and play a game. But unfortunately, I'm that lazy. I can't be bothered to set up the TV upstairs.
Yep.
And I don't have any kind of device to do media streaming downstairs, so bad time.
Well, to be fair, I have the living room there with the big TV.
Yeah, it's easier for you.
And I have here the PC.
This is it. Well,
the consoles were meant to be attached to it, but they all seem to have drifted over there.
Well, you know what it's like in the house I'm moving into.
Yeah.
The TV is going to be at one end of the house, the console at the other. There may as well be a house in between us.
Yeah.
It's just...
No,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'd settle that lower part of the living room with the TV, games console TV.
I don't think I'd get away with that.
I reckon you would. Because you will because Fiona, you will be watching at this point because I'm sending you the link. He will ignore you if you let him go into another room. Keep him in the living room. Then at least you will be able to throw things at him to get his attention.
Oh man, I want to point out as well.
In fact, I will give you another Nerf gun so you can shoot him to get his attention.
I want to point out the reason that I don't generally do this isn't that Fiona demands my attention. It's the fact that I'm too bloody British and polite that I don't like being ignorant.
Oh, fuck that.
So I end up, it's something of my own doing. This is the problem. I'm just too much of a good husband to be.
Fair enough. I'll get you
Can
that.
we have a tumbleweed in there?
I'm not photoshopping jack shit. RuneScape's getting...
You're going to Photoshop a tumbleweed. I don't mean the video.
Oh.
I mean the sound. Yeah.
Let's see if I've still got the buttons up.
Let's just give up. This is not going well. So from one little Android thing to another, Game Stick.
Oh yeah, this is the competition that Shield's got to come up against, and that's the Game Stick. One of the... Because there was the Ouya and the Game Stick and the Occultus Rift. How the hell did fucking VR technology become the future of gaming again? Can it just fuck off already?
It's because somewhere, I say somewhere, sorry, let's look at the gaming demographic. Generally, they're getting older.
Yep.
About average age now is in the 30s, I think. Right? Put that into context. In your 30s, you earn a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
In the 30s means you played the old games. You were around for the original...
Virtua Boy.
Virtua Boy, that's it. So you were around for that. Somebody has just pitched you a new Virtua Boy. Of course you're going to fund it. Come on.
True,
You're not that daft.
Well, yeah. Game Stick was one of the things that came out of Kickstarter, despite my kick-off about Kickstarter at the beginning. Because these are independents making it. It's not somebody that could have funded the damn thing anyway. He could have not somebody that could have stuck their hand in their back pocket, like Molyneux, like Sir British, like what's his face at Double Fine that I've forgotten the name of. It's gone.
It's got a Schaefer.
Tim Schaefer. It's not that these people couldn't fund it themselves, so they're allowed to do Kickstarter. Basically, the people that are there now that could fund it themselves are devaluing Kickstarter.
Do you not think, though, this is a bit of an annoyance? I know this sounds ridiculous, but we've got the Ouya, and now we have this. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's just this.
Well,
they
no,
were clever enough to integrate it into one machine. This makes the Ouya irrelevant.
Yeah, this does kind of take the wind out of the Ouya. The Ouya is a little console little micro PC there dedicated in your living room. The game stick is a little micro PC on a on a HDMI pen drive that sits in its own controller, so you can take it out. Now,
basically, if you're a travelling salesman or
consultant like myself, I go out on the road quite a lot. So I was thinking about a game stick until I realised that my work laptop has micro HDMI, and I bought myself a micro HDMI cable.
Nice.
But
can you play anything good on it?
I've got Steam installed on it.
Oh, cool. I did notice earlier, right? Because Humble Indie Bundle, I'm going to mention this, have an Android sale at the minute.
Yep.
And we've not actually got this lined up.
No, it was meant to be in there, but I've lost it.
Yeah. So I went and downloaded it. I went and installed Metal Slug, and I jumped for joy for a bit, and then I started playing it.
It's not as good as you remember, is it?
It's not to do with it not as being as good. It's
the controls aren't right.
Thumbsticks are wrong.
Well, no. For me, the problem was the only time, other than as a kid playing Metal Slug, has been drunk in a kebab shop waiting for my pizza.
Soon it'll be drunk in my house. I'm totally making an arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
It's going to happen this year.
Well, that's the point. The only time you should play Metal Slug is off your tits, waiting for your pizza to arrive.
I disagree, right? Metal Slug is a legendary
unless
game. If arcades still existed, I would be there playing.
Unless you've got a friend with you, at which point you should be playing King of Fighters.
Have you noticed there's a place in London that has rescued some of the arcade machines from the Trocadero and has opened an arcade in London? I am watching that now to see how well it does, because I want arcades I want them to come back.
Just go to Brid.
Well, no, that's just wrong though. I'm just only open half the year. What I want is, you remember the good old days when
Brid's open all year round. It just gets depressing in the back end of the year.
Well, the good old days. You'd finish work, you'd go for a pint, and you'd relax.
Yeah.
Right. I want the Tokyo style. You finish work, you go for a pint, you play arcades whilst drunk, and then
the table flip game, fucking awesome.
I have no idea what that is.
Right. There is a game in Tokyo and Japanese arcades. You know the meme of the table flip avatar?
Yeah.
That's actually a game in Japanese arcades. There's a physical table there on hinges, and you're supposed to sit and watch the screen, and there'll be a scene going on that's very disrespectful, and you're supposed to basically try and work out the right time to lose all patience with the indignity of what's going on, slam down on the table, and then flip it across the room. And then you get points for how many things the virtual table then hits and destroys on its way across the room, and your timing and all that shit. I want it here in the UK. I would play it for hours.
Where the hell do you find these games?
No, one of the YouTube channels I'm subscribed to, Gajin Goomba, he looks at all the historical details of games, where the influences for games came from.
Right. Okay.
And he was an English teacher in Japan for a while. I think if I'm remembering his background right, but he did mention this arcade game, and there's a video footage of him playing it, because one of the levels was a classroom full of kids that are misbehaving. So that was his release at the end of the day. He'd go down the arcade. Imagine the classroom of kids in the virtual classroom was his class. And then throw the fucking table at them. But there's actually a physical table there, and you actually have to flip it.
Now, would it be completely tasteless to turn this into more like a Time Crisis scenario? Yeah, with the American shootings, it's probably not good to go down that route, is it? But I all respect to teachers, anyone that can put up with kids. I'd want to throw a table at them within seconds, in real life, not in a game. Yeah.
But anyway, we were on the game stick, and the Android idea for the platforms is great. I was thinking about it because I'm a consultant, I'm on the road. Well, I'm meant to be on the road quite a lot.
We should have a swear jar. If I say XCOM or you say I'm a consultant,
I don't say it that much.
You just said it like 3 times so far in this one section.
Where we're talking about a thing that would be useful for that kind of job.
What kind of job's that?
On the road a lot.
Ah, so you're a hooker.
Yeah. No. That's off the road a lot.
Oh man.
Or living down the road, because I swear there's a brothel down there.
I was walking through town. We took the dog for a walk through town, as you do. Don't know why. Went that way, and there's just some guy quite happily walking his hooker down the road. It's like, no. Either save up and buy a car to do this, or just don't do it.
Yeah, you're not actually supposed to be on the curb when you're curb crawling.
And that's it. She may have not have been a hooker, but she was dressed like one. She looked like one. She was stood on a street corner like one. That's
just an average night out in Hull, remember?
Yeah, but he was like really proud of himself, strutting, and there's this girl kind of chewing gum, following, kind of on his arm, and you just think, oh, that's subtle. Well done. And then I questioned where I was walking my dog.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll go that way again. So we were
back to the game stick.
Yeah, okay. What scenario would you need a game stick? What kind of career?
If you don't shut up, I'm going to hit you. I've got a hammer there. Smiley face hammer is back.
Is it still lightweight and fluffy, or is it...
No.
Oh, that one. Right, sorry, I was thinking the old T1 hammer. You know, the one that just squeaked when you hit things.
No, the one I had on my desk that I got bored and drew a smiley face on one day.
Ah, yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah. But now I was thinking about it for the games alone, but they've just done They've just struck up a partnership with XBMC, which is the cross bar media center software.
And every time you want to call it XMBC, don't you?
Yeah.
Why is that? I can't. I've never figured this out. I always call it XMBC.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating insight into my life. Carry on, Paddy. This is why people don't watch the video. Don't listen to us. I'm talking about how I mispronounce XBMC regularly.
But turning that little portable, mobile phone-sized games console into a media center immediately makes a lot more sense. It's gone from something that I'm considering buying to something that, the moment it's released, I will be buying. Because it's just too useful.
Yeah. For me, it's price-based. However much this comes in at is going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah, if it comes in too high, then I may have to think twice. But for saving me the effort of having to set up my own Raspberry Pi with an Android operating system and XBMC.
Look at it this way: if it's £100, would you buy it?
Yes.
Really? For another 100, you could have a Vita that you can play anywhere.
But doesn't have media center capability.
Psh, who cares? You could lie in bed playing it. It's like having a 100-inch screen because it's that close to your face. That's how it works. There you go. You poke yourself in the eyes as you use the thumbsticks. I think we should call it a night. It's not flowing well. We've not talked about games once.
We talked about games.
You're a consultant. I like XCOM. Yes.
I'm never feeding you old Tom again.
This isn't the old Tom. This is just me after a long week. A short, long week.
Right, anyway, RuneScape. We tried to mention that before and you tried to jump somewhere else, so we'll go to that now. RuneScape is still around, shockingly.
I've never played it.
I did briefly in RuneScape 1. They've since released RuneScape 2.
From what I understand, it was... Can't hear that, can you? I just did a hand gesture that kind of went... That's pretty much the equivalent of...
Yeah. But anyway, RuneScape 2 came around, I think it was about 3-4 years ago now, where they redid the graphics engine. And get off the cake pops. Anyway, next year it is getting its next massive update, and they're going to rebrand it as RuneScape 3. So anybody who's currently playing, your account will survive and carry over, but it's a massive overhaul of the engine. They're rebuilding it in HTML5 and WebGL. Are you going to say anything, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe made cake pops. Yeah, that as well. Anyway, moving on. Kingdom Hearts.
I prefer FPS.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 remix. I can't wait for it to come out over here. It's been officially announced for the UK, for Western markets, basically, America and Europe.
I should give you a hint into what fuels me. Cake pops.
And
sorry, carry on.
it has been announced that it won't just be Kingdom Hearts HD'd up. It looks very good HD'd up. They actually show some of the gameplay. But the package will also contain the previously Japanese-only Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which is a reworking of the original game with different alternate cutscenes that modify the story.
New bosses, new dialogue. It's a bit of everything in it.
And the Kingdom Hearts...
I don't like the video. They can see that I'm actually reading this off a screen and don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I know. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory, which is... Yeah, it was never released in Europe.
Awesome. See, this is the thing, right? I've never understood that Kingdom Hearts should be more successful than Final Fantasy.
It should. But
it isn't.
It's not, no.
Because what it is it's Final Fantasy with Disney. I don't understand how you could get anything any better.
Well, they did kind of put a bad bit in the game.
A bad bit?
There was a bad bit. There was one bad bit.
I'm cute. Alright, what's the bad bit?
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Yes.
You're not going to join me there?
No. There is a Little Mermaid part of the game, and it kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. So put it on a grill.
That's the equivalent of Final Fantasy X2 then.
Yes, yes. The Little Mermaid section of the game is effectively X2.
Or is it X? You know, Blitzball under the sea. It kind of works.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Blitzball. I like Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X was one of my favourite Final Fantasies. I really like Final Fantasy X. Okay. Take a fucking hint and load up the story about Final Fantasy X.
What story? There is a trailer video that is in the extra time stuff.
I knew there was something about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's not actually a story.
It's a quick story. There's a HD version coming to PS Vita by the looks of it.
No, Vita and PS3 for both X and X2.
Awesome, and the trailer actually shows nothing. It just shows clips from X and X2.
It literally is. We knew the Japanese were getting a HD re-release of X. And they've officially announced that will come to the American market. And they've also announced that X2 that nobody wanted in the first place and nobody definitely wanted re-releasing.
Yeah. People liked X. X was good. Lots of people put a lot of time into... I keep calling
X was good.
10. Final Fantasy 10. People put a lot of time into Final Fantasy 10. I myself put 100 odd hours into Blitzball.
Yeah. 10-2 is 12.
To me, that's a time.
Yeah. 10-2, 12.
10-2. Yeah. But I never understood 10-2 because it was the first time they ever made a sequel.
Yeah.
Bad move.
It was bad.
Also, they made it all female. I think they simplified down the...
The characters didn't bother me as much as the fact that they simplified everything.
It was just not good. To me, when you make an all-female cast, what you're doing is you're making internet porn. You know, for those little kids that go on Reddit and think that Yuna's not safe for work.
The amount of fanfic out there and all that kind of...
It's wrong.
Anime.
It really is.
Fan art and all that shit.
If you want to obsess over a woman, find a real one.
Yeah.
As bad as it is, buy her flowers. Eventually you might get in her pants. I mean, that's...
Is that how it worked for you?
No, I didn't ever buy flowers. I took her to Scarborough, went on the 2p machines. Instant win.
Well played.
Yeah.
See, I kind of did that.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah, she watches this. Don't worry, we're half an hour in. She won't last this long.
Fair point.
You don't.
I knew it was coming. But seriously, have you been talking to her?
It's too easy. Big story.
I rose myself above that one. You said too easy. I was going to say just like you, because you're a manhole. That's not true.
That's fine.
You wish you were a manhole. That's not an offence. Why is it if you call a woman too easy, it's offensive? You call a man too easy, he goes fuck yeah.
That's sexist. It's wrong.
It is.
We should be held to the same standard.
Yeah, you should be offended, damn it.
I should be, but I'm not. So we've got Kingdom Hearts. Let's go back to the 90s and go DuckTales.
Can I have some more beer, please?
Yes. What do you want, Spitfire?
Oh, actually, I've got girl beer. I'll have a girl beer.
Do not drink the Kronenberg.
It's open.
It's
pink.
It is actually pink.
It's got a pink head on it. Oh.
It is actually pink.
Oh.
Show that to the camera, because that cannot be allowed.
It's like drinking Powerpuff Girl urine. It's just What were we? Right, where were we?
DuckTales. We mentioned it last week. It's been announced that they're doing a HD remake, following on from the other HD remakes. Definitely happening, but they've confirmed. Well, they haven't confirmed. They've hinted that it may well get a PC port as well, which for me is awesome news. As long as it
works on my Mac, I'm happy.
Yeah,
it won't. Let's be honest.
Considering the original game was for the NES and the Game Boy,
I should emulate it. I like your thinking.
Yes.
No, they won't make.
Or if you want to go DuckTales Search for Gold, the Commodore 64, the Amiga 200, and the.
I think I had the NES version.
I had the NES version.
I had a huge collection of games for my NES that I never played because I just played Double Dragon repeatedly.
I had the NES version. I've got friends who had the Game Boy version of it. But yeah, it's maybe coming to the PC. If it comes to the PC, I can guarantee you now there will be YouTube videos of it, because I will play it.
Pirates. I used to play Pirates a lot as well.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
But also, to make it even better, all the original voice actors from the DuckTales TV series have come back to do the voiceover work
now that
for
they
this
can do
remake.
Voices, basically. Yeah. They're making the most.
They've done it all, including Alan Young. Now, Alan Young,
ironically,
was Scrooge McDuck. And he came back to do the voiceover despite the fact that he is now 94.
He should change his name.
94 years old.
I can't believe that not only they got the original cast, but there's still a market for this. Because although DuckTales, yeah, fair enough. Is it still a cartoon? Does it still happen?
No, it never it ended.
Exactly. But, so really, what they're doing is they're capturing a market.
Sorry, no. Your argument for the Occultist Rift and its Virtual Boy counterpart.
Fair point.
The market is now.
Well, no, it's not, because the originals are going, oh wow, that was awesome back in the day, let's see a modern version. Whereas the ones, the modern kids
need to know what a real fucking 2D platformer is.
No, right, the modern kids are going, fucking hell, virtual reality. We could do this. They don't know this has been pitched before.
Yeah.
They think this is new.
Well, I'm sticking with DuckTales.
Oh, right.
This is new to them. 2D platforming at its best. It was one of the best platforming games out there.
I don't know. There's been some very good platforming.
There's been some very good ones. But
Aladdin for the Mega Drive.
No, there was only one level that was good in that.
Was he?
The flying carpet level.
That was good. There was a lot of good games. I quite liked.
The Lion King one was good as well.
Yeah.
Basically, any Disney platformer. Lion King, Aladdin.
Don't say DuckTales. I don't think it's Disney. Is it? Is it Disney? Yeah, it's Disney.
It's Disney.
No, is it Disney?
Yeah. It's a spin-off.
Hold that thought.
It's a spin-off of Donald Duck. The Huey, Dewey, and Louie are his nephews.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm being daft.
Disney.
What went wrong? Yeah. Right. Why am I looking over here? You're up there.
Yeah.
Disney.
Castle of Illusion. Mickey Mouse.
In fact, Disney made very good games before games got complicated.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They didn't keep up with the complication, and then But now we're in the era where people are going, well, it's got too fucking complicated. Just give me back a simple gameplay. I don't give a shit about why I'm jumping on this fucker's head.
Actually, name a bad Disney game.
Epic Mickey.
Okay, fair enough. Because I was just thinking.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as it could have been.
Well, I'm just thinking that Split Second was Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and that was awesome.
It was.
But it failed miserably.
Yes.
So, what the hell? They don't make bad games, they just make some not as good as others, but yeah. Sorry, I'm still spiteful of the fact that BlackRock closed.
I am as well.
The fact I remember the studio's name,
Yeah.
me, I know nothing.
The fact that
I remember them.
The fact that they had the microtransactions right.
Hmm?
You could unlock everything in the game. Everything in the game, if you were willing to play it long enough, was unlockable.
But you could buy it as well.
But if you wanted to just jump ahead and buy all the tracks, you could buy all the tracks. If you wanted to have all the cars, you could buy all the cars. They were the only two downloaders, paid downloads for the game. And I think that's a good point for a song.
Woo!
Because I really need a pee.
Welcome to the backstage bit. Paddy's going to wee on the floor in the corner.
Yes.
You get to see that. Also, never drink Old Tom. Ever. It tastes like ale with spirits added in. Which reminds me. I have spirits. And I know Paddy's not at work tomorrow. Let's get him pissed.
You going through my beer fridge? Oh god.
I believe it's your turn.
It's not.
Are you at work tomorrow?
No, but I'm driving.
What time?
About 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Plenty of time. It's 1 hour per unit. Help yourself.
I am not drinking that.
You learnt your lesson? Also, what's the pizza?
Meat feast.
Awesome. Right, I'll be right back. I kept him entertained, you got it now.
Yeah, but why are you trying to get me to drink this schnapp shit? If I'm going to drink any spirits, it's going to be this yellow stuff. No, but it's banana flavoured, so it should be good. Or there's the coffee. These came back off holiday. I have no idea. It was an all-inclusive hotel. I developed a taste for these two things in vast quantities because I could drink as much of them as I wanted. Basically, if I wanted a proper beer, I had to pay for it. But if I wanted to drink this shit, I got it for free. So, shockingly, I drank a lot of spirits that holiday. I'm not drinking the schnapps.
You should drink the schnapps. It's good for you, it's healthy.
It's not good for me. It's not healthy. In no way, shape or form is it healthy.
It's totally healthy.
You're not drinking the schnapps.
Hmm?
You're not drinking the schnapps. Or are you going to mix it with your pink?
Well,
why are you drinking the pink shit?
it was in my shed.
Yeah, but Joe left it there for a reason.
I turned up last week with Bucks Fizz.
I know, this is
Whatever's in my shed, I drink.
Well, to be fair, I'm trying more beers. I've got Great Newsom Brewery's Stony Binks this time. It's got a very interesting picture of a dog on it.
Is that how you decide your beers?
That's how I decided.
There's a dog on this one. I'll take it.
I'm
gonna, yeah.
What did I get? I've got 2 walled top beers. I've got Against the Grain and Walled Top bitter.
Cool. This really is a feast of meat.
One of them looks quite nasty. And I think I've got a snack lifter. Oh no, Cumberland Ale, Jennings. I know a guy called Jennings.
Seriously,
Yeah.
This is the backstage bit. People are thinking, wow, this is going to be awesome. No, I'm eating pizza. He's talking about mates he used to have to live with that injected themselves in the bum.
No, that was Skinner. That's different. Not Jennings.
Jennings not inject himself in the bum.
No, Jennings was When I knew him, we were in college, and there was drugs. Literally, there was drugs, and generally, Jennings was there.
So he probably injected himself in the bum.
No, he was a weed smoker.
Ah, right.
But
they're not drugs, are they?
they are in the quantity that we smoke them.
Fair enough.
I've never smoked it and ever got aggressive once. Never got aggressive apart from once. Where there were.
You know, there's a book coming.
Yeah.
That says something like that.
At uni, there was a guy in halls that was, well, he was that desperate for friends that he let everybody else on our floor basically pick on him.
Was it Frenchie?
No, it wasn't Frenchie. It wasn't Frenchie.
Sorry, John, if you're listening.
It wasn't Frenchie. But he was in the TA. So he just got known as TA. I can't even remember what his real name is. He was TA. He was ginger.
Oh.
And he had no personality of his own.
So Prince William, then?
Yeah.
Right.
And one night I was blitzed, basically, and everybody else was messing with him. And they were playing this. They were trying to act out this scenario where there was an IRA bomb threat, and he was just playing along because he was that desperate for friends. He was just continuing to play along. But they somehow convinced him to keep coming in to the room where I was off my tits, asking me for information because I was clearly Irish, so therefore would have a connection to whatever was going on. On the third trip into the room, I just lost it and pinned him to a wall.
Nice.
It's the only time.
Your meat feast tastes a bit like seafood.
But yeah, that's the only time I've ever been violent while smoking weed. I think I would have been violent no matter what was going on. It was just him constantly coming in, and he annoyed me at the best of times.
I've seen you violent when not smoking.
Yeah.
But that's because I rearranged the keys on your keyboard.
Yeah, but you did that on the day I quit smoking, so...
I did say, what the fuck will have done?
I didn't even get that far. I just saw, hang on, these letters aren't right. Fucking fix this.
I've known you a week. I thought it was a good idea. Let's quit smoking. Let's rearrange his keyboard.
Any other week, I'd have been fine with it. But as a smoker of nearly... When was that? That was 5 years ago or something? Yeah, as a smoker of nearly 15 years by that point, that was the wrong week to do anything. That was the wrong week to even speak to me.
Yeah. If only I'd known. Now I have air horns at easy access. I could just strap them to your chair.
Do you have air horns?
Yeah.
I need one.
Not only that, but right, everyone's seen the prank with one air horn.
Yeah.
6.
On the underside of a chair. Oh
my god, they would hit the roof.
No. I'm thinking better than that. I've got an entire office full of people strapped to random chairs around the office. So it gets the first person, it's funny. It gets the second person, they're annoyed.
Modify them slightly so they play a tune.
And then the entire office is wondering where the next air horn is going to be.
The great thing, imagine that in the Emerta office when we used to work there.
There was only 6 of us.
Yeah, but you could rig the Emerta office and one in the T1 office says burp, 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 burp. Oh, simple things.
Right, should we get
Do you
back
still
to
remember the numbers to get in?
door combination? Yeah.
Excuse me.
I know all the door combinations.
We should definitely go pay them a visit. So, wow, that was awesome.
That was the DuckTales theme tune.
I knew that.
Basically, the people who watched the video didn't have to suffer through the DuckTales theme tune.
Yeah. Good for you. All 24 of you.
I'm expecting more.
Actually, by this point, about 16.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Some actually, all credit. Some people actually made it all the way through the video.
Yeah, some people did actually make it to the end of the video because they do show you retention stats.
Which means there's some kids in school that really didn't get any work done that day.
And me.
Paddy, you watched it all the way through. You listened to our podcast. Screw the video. You went back and listened.
No.
Oh, there you go.
But I worked out. The programmer in me immediately knows that if a video is on YouTube, it will get a higher rating if it's been watched all the way through. That's just the way the algorithm must work, because that's what I do.
So you've guessed how they rate things, and
based on the fact that I am a programmer and I'm based in it.
I think there's another aspect that comes into this.
Yep.
Views.
Oh no, views are important.
I think when you're at the grand sum of 24.
No, views will be important, but when they're tracking retention, then therefore that must actually be taken into account.
So if we say those 24 that watched, even those 16 that carried on or those that dropped off, just do the same again, because then it looks like we have a recurring user base that are dedicated. And that must look good in some kind of crazy algorithm speak.
Possibly. I don't know.
I are good at computers.
I think next week's video we will give away something, and we will pop up a message on the screen.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I've missed about 4 text messages and lots of Facebook activity.
Oh dear. Your random words. Yeah, I will pop up a message on the screen next week. Imagine where my hands are now. There will be a piece of paper telling you what to put in the comments at a random interval in the podcast. And then you will win something. I don't know what you'll win. I will give you game. Yeah, I will acquire a game. A budget on Steam. I don't care. I'll find something. But anyway, back to the gaming news. And not about our podcast itself. Plants vs Zombies is a very good game. It's part of the Humble Indie Bundle.
I've just received the best email of my life. I've got 4 text messages saying, check your emails, check it. Check your emails. And it goes on like that for like 4 messages. Carry on.
Yeah. Plants vs Zombies, part of the Humble Indie Bundle. There is a new bundle. In fact, there's 2 bundles. There's a Humble Android bundle, which is just Android games, and has Plants vs Zombies and Metal Slug, as we've discussed.
I tagged my Facebook post, Drinky Talky thingy.
Drinky Talky thing?
Yeah, the fact is somebody noticed and said, well, that's different. We have a regular listener. Somebody that noticed I tagged it wrong.
Well done.
Woo! Save Ferris. I'm sorry.
Yeah, anyway. Plants vs Zombies 2 is coming out very soon. Not just that, but they have also announced another Plants vs Zombies game.
Okay.
Called Plants vs Zombies Adventures. It's going to be a Facebook type thing. And it's very different. So you'll have kind of a... Well, it's a bit hard to explain. Yeah, I'm going to let you go look at the link because it looks...
I'm not being very useful here, am I?
No, you're not. It looks a bit like a mix between normal Plants vs Zombies and a bit of a a bit more tower defense, because the routes that the zombies take aren't straight lines anymore.
Oh dear. I liked it when they walked in straight lines.
No, they
Next
still
you're
follow...
tell me they're going to be fast zombies.
No, they still follow lines, but not the same straight line. So you can't do your entire strategy around having the last 2 rows of sunflowers and putting shooters in front.
Right.
You've got to have shooters on every possible line that they're going to take. It's
3D basically.
Yeah, well, it's not 3D. It's literally taking it to a proper tower defense game. But they're doing that for the Facebook version.
That's a bold move, isn't it?
Yeah.
The most casual of casual markets. Let's make it more complicated.
Yeah. Are you going to tell us what's in this email or not?
No.
Fair enough.
All will become clear at my wedding in 2014.
Cumberland Ale.
I've got I've still got messages coming in telling me to check my email.
Yes.
What happened to the world when you had to send an email and then say, hey, check your email? Just send it in a message.
Retcon. Oh, sorry, it's not retcon, it's just retron. Was it cron? Hang on. No, it's retron. It should be retcon because that would make more sense.
What? It's retro N.
Yeah, okay, it's retro N. That would make even more sense.
It's because it's got a big N and a little retro.
Yeah.
So retro N.
See, for me, retcon makes more sense because it's retroactive continuity.
Or retro console.
That works as well.
Either way, this retro console.
As a comic fan, retroactive continuity is something that I get involved with quite a lot. That's why in Torchwood the amnesia drug is called retcon.
I think you made it up.
No.
But retro console. Sorry,
Hyperkin make a console called the Retro N console. They previously released the version 1, 2, 3 and 4. The version 4 played just NES, Famicom and Genesis games.
I've never had anyone call it an NES. It's a NES.
NES, yes. I'm trying to forget. We may have American listeners.
The new one now plays NES, Famicom, Super Nintendo, Super NES.
Yeah.
Or SNES.
Yeah. NES, SNES, Famicom, Super Famicom, Genesis, Mega Drive, Game Boy Advance. Hang on, why are they separating the Genesis and the Mega Drive? They literally were just... They literally were just fucking badges. There was no hardware differences whatsoever, despite the fact that the SNES and the Famicom did have differences.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, Game Boy Advance, it also supports that. Basically, it supports every major retro...
Actually, the Famicom and the NES, pretty much the same.
They were, but the Super Famicom and the Super NES actually had hardware differences. Subtle.
I'm going to take your word for that. I only know the NES and the SNES because that's what I grew up with.
Subtle.
Sorry, the NES and the SNES, the NES and the Famicom. All I know is there's an extra few pins, but they didn't really do anything. Oh, but the controls were red and gold.
Yeah.
And had a microphone in them.
Yeah.
The Famicom was awesome. It was well ahead of its time. Unfortunately, that's why it didn't sell well, and they made the NES.
Yeah. But anyway,
a history lesson for you there.
This console will support 8. Oh, do not drink that. You don't have to drive tomorrow. That's going to make a good video.
Oh, it's gone up my nose.
The Retro
I've breathing fire.
The Retro N5 supports all of these consoles cartridges, so you have a proper retro machine. It outputs in 720p on HDMI. Now people will immediately ask, why would you buy this when you can just emulate? Well,
no, screw that. Why would you want 720p? Let's be honest. It's generally, where does it go up to? It goes up to Mega Drive, which is 16-bit.
Yeah.
Right. You see my reasoning here, yes?
Oh yeah, I understand that. But for $100.
Yeah, okay.
To take away the illegality, because ROMs are illegal. I don't care who you try and... You're never going to get arrested for it.
Yeah, there's also the other issue here, which it gets around the legality, yes, but it also introduces a new problem.
Finding the discs?
Sourcing the games.
There.
That every single damn console. That's not every single damn... You've got about 8, 9, 10 games there.
Yeah.
6. 6 games there. 5,
there's a few
6.
over there.
Okay, 7. Right, 7, 8... no more than 10 games.
No, I need to build my collection.
Well, there you go.
But I can think of for
I can feel myself
$100.
getting drunker.
For $100, I would buy that console to play Pokemon Yellow.
I wouldn't.
Sorry, Red.
I would buy a Game Boy and play it as it should be played.
No.
Well, you're wrong. Either way, retro console equals awesomes.
You're not that drunk. Stop acting.
No, that was me sober. It does equal awesomes.
Oh, fair enough. Where we're going to go next? Pick a story. Pick a story. Stop looking at your damn phone and pick a story.
I've got a very excited future wife, and I'm putting it that way because it's wedding related.
Ah, fair enough.
So,
anyway, Square Enix, they've lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of money and they've lost a boss.
what?
Square Enix.
Oh, you mean they've not lost a boss in a game, they've lost an actual boss?
Yeah, they've lost their president, Yoichi Wada.
I won't mind. This is frustrating because it is purely because of the recent terrible performance they've had. And I use terrible in inverted. I can do it now. Terrible performance on Tomb Raider, on Hitman,
and the number of times they've milked Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, okay, that's. Well, let's not beat around the bush here. Tomb Raider was a success. People like it.
Yep.
There was a few decisions that were a bit kind of, you could have done better there, but it was a good game, well received.
Too many quick time events.
Yeah, maybe a bit under-marketed as well.
Yeah.
Right, there's another one, and you've got Hitman. Hitman, very, very good game.
Yep.
But my God, did it drop in price quickly.
Yep. Deus Ex. Deus Ex was another one of theirs.
Another very, very, very good game. But all of these games scream the same thing. And I'm sorry to use this term, it's not really the right term, but I'm going to say it anyway. Mediocrity.
Yeah.
There was a lot of decisions based on a lot of people's opinions.
There was a lot of design by committee.
Yeah, that's the phrase I was going for. They didn't ever once go, this is how it's going to be done. What they've done is gone, well, we're playing Lara Croft. Should we do this or this? And then have people vote.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's same with Deus Ex. There's some great aspects to it, and I could go back and play it, but I don't want to.
I could.
So
as well.
something went wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when your ending comes down to 3 choices.
Yeah.
That's
apparently the Wii U version is brilliant.
Do I get more than 3 choices at the end?
No, you still get the 3 choices
I'm
at the
not
end.
going to play it.
No, but you get more. They've retooled the boss battles to be more in keeping with your game, your play style. So if you played stealthily up to that point, you'll be able to do something stealthy at the boss.
So that invisible bitch, how do you be stealthy against her?
I don't know. I don't.
There is no way you can be stealthy against someone who's invisible. All you do is run like a bastard to the nearest spot that's dry and drop something electric in the water.
I don't know, but they've apparently retooled it to be more in keeping with the playstyle that you've played up until that point. So I'd like to actually see that.
Well, you've got a Wii U.
I have, but I don't want to pay 50 quid for a new game. Not one that I've already played twice.
Yeah, therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
But
it's bad.
Let's be honest.
It's a shame.
Final Fantasy is to blame.
Yeah, Final Fantasy is completely to blame for screwing Square Enix over. It made them. It's going to break them. It literally is. It's that manager that I made you. I'm going to destroy you. Kind of thing.
Somebody needs to stop Final Fantasy. But let's be honest, we can't see their balance sheets. Final Fantasy might be the only thing keeping them afloat.
It might be, but it's at the same time, it's a detriment to everything else. If it's the only thing keeping them afloat, then they need to sack off everything else. Sell the Tomb Raider franchise. Sell the Hitman franchise.
But this is the problem. Because Hitman is good.
Yep.
Tomb Raider is very good. Why? Both games are good games. Both games have good reviews. Both games are well loved by people that have played them. So it all comes down to one thing. And I hate to say this, marketing.
Yeah.
Call of Duty gets generally good scores and is hated by the gaming community, but it sells well based on marketing. So
Well, that's it.
I think there needs to be some kind of investment there, because I've not seen anything for Tomb Raider. I've not seen anything for Hitman.
No, there was plenty for Hitman. They misstepped on the marketing there. They went to try and deliberately market on controversy. They had the nuns advert, and they kind of did the same with Tomb Raider. They tried to get as much press attention for the attempted rape scene, which is a QuickTime event.
I've just realised as well, there's another issue here.
Yeah.
Nobody says to the mate, "Oh, download this game so we can play against each other," in terms of Hitman or Tomb Raider.
No.
And I think now, although I used Call of Duty as an example, the reason it does so well is purely,
It's multiplayer.
mate, download this and we'll play against each other.
Yeah.
Damn you, multiplayer, you're killing the games industry.
There's still a place for the single player campaign. There's still
Yeah, but they can't spend that kind of budget on it.
I know.
They're spending too much on single player
But
games.
anyway, the scene that I'm on about, the attempted rape scene, is a QuickTime event. But if you wander off and don't actually win the QuickTime event, there's no rape.
She doesn't get raped.
No, she just gets choked to death.
Oh,
He didn't want to rape her, he just wanted to choke her.
he did it wrong.
Yeah.
Not that I'm an expert. Let me just put that right out there.
Unless he's a necrophiliac, in which case he did it right.
Aw. I'm glad we're not around to see that. But I quite like the fact they're addressing that issue.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, there's a lot of sick people in the world that would try and rape Lara Croft. Let's not be daft. She's an attractive young girl.
Yep.
And evil baddies are evil and baddies. They
Yeah.
do nasty things. But just don't base your entire campaign around that. Make something good. Make a game, put that in as well, job done.
Yeah. Anyway, they're not doing well. They've lost their president, and
I don't know where I was going with that.
I'm not sure how long Square Enix can keep it up, though.
We've been talking about rape. Something about keeping it up. Sorry, my childish brain went the wrong way.
Yeah, there are some studios that really you have to question how much longer they're going to be able to keep themselves
They're
afloat.
one of the daddies, aren't they, of the games industry? But they've never really.
But they are, but they're only known for
Yeah.
the franchise.
Square Enix, Final Fantasy. Done.
Exactly.
That's it.
They need.
I've
never been one for people selling off IPs, but I would relish seeing Square Enix flog off every IP that is not Final Fantasy and go back to focusing purely on that, purely on making a good Final Fantasy again.
Until this article, I had no idea Tomb Raider and Hitman were Square Enix. What I'd have said for both was Eidos.
Yeah.
I would not have.
Well, they picked up Eidos
and
and amalgamated them. They shouldn't have.
Well, that's it. I would never put them down as Square Enix. Anyway, let's move on.
Where are we going? Oh yeah, a guy made an RPG in Excel. Microsoft Excel is a games engine. That is.
It has been for some time. There's been games in Excel hidden away. Actually, there's a little kind of cheat code, isn't there, to get games in Excel?
No, this guy built an entire RPG in it, using the VB scripting engine and equations and formulas, and it's fucking epic. It's awesome.
Unbelievable that someone could do that.
The amount of effort he's put in. I played it briefly at work today. Hello, any workmates that are still watching.
I was doing spreadsheets. Can you actually? Does it look like a spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, in bits.
Dave, if you're listening, you now have another reason to sit in Excel.
Yeah.
Dave, if he's still listening, I've actually heard somebody say that he copies news articles into Word, so he can then read them in Word, and it looks like he's doing work, which I think is genius. I wish I'd thought of this sooner. You just copy whatever you want to read.
You do know there's Microsoft Excel plugin that will bring in your Facebook newsfeed.
Oh, job done.
You can just fire up Excel and it actually puts the newsfeed in as a spreadsheet.
The problem there is I really don't care what my friend's having for his dinner.
Yeah, but it allows you to comment.
Yeah, news is fine, but I don't want to. I don't care. I don't care how pretty their food is or if they've taken a picture of their shoes. That's not what social media is for.
No, but that's entirely what social media is for.
It's not. It's social media is for sharing interesting things.
Did you see my picture of the rabbit?
You see what I spoke with?
You didn't see the picture of the rabbit?
I didn't see the picture of the rabbit.
You've got to see the picture of the rabbit.
I think I saw the picture of I saw a picture of a rabbit, but I don't think you posted it.
Oh.
So I'm not going to say it aloud because what I'm thinking of is something a bit disturbing.
No.
If yours isn't disturbing, then...
No. Here we go.
So
Rabbit
that's a rabbit
balloon.
with a balloon. Oh, we did this to the dog the other day.
No.
Okay, that's good. We need to put this picture of the rabbit. A rabbit pops the balloon and then goes nuts for a good 10 seconds. Like, well and truly, can't run away. It's just...
He's trying to run away.
He tries to run faster than he can run. I mean... But we did this to the dog. You know, we watched the dog play with the balloon. We thought, this is going to end in tears. We didn't dare take it off him.
Sorry, that video just...
5 minutes later, we heard a bang and a sausage dog came sprinting through the room. And that's how you know that animals...
Oh, anybody watching the video just know what he's looking at.
Yeah, this is Paddy.
That's all it takes.
It's the simple things. Shall we move on, Paddy?
Big story.
DRM is a failed dead end according to EA.
No, according to Frank Gibeau of EA. So, a pretty high up person. But he was, at the same time, that was part of the same sentence as trying to say, you know, SimCity, it actually was an MMO. We designed it as an MMO. We just forgot to tell anyone. And
forgot to put the MMO elements into it.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, really, they designed an MMO and then didn't build it.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying. Let's add an MMO. Okay. I put too many M's in there, didn't I?
I don't know.
I'm sure it was MMO. And then just didn't bother.
Yeah, literally.
They made a game with online connectivity and said, it's an MMO, job done. Much in the same way that I draw with crayons and they say, hey, look, Mona Lisa.
Yeah. Well, his argument was, I was involved in all the meetings. DRM was never brought up once. You don't build an MMO thinking of DRM. You're building a multiplayer experience. You didn't build a multiplayer experience. You built a single-player experience that happens to occasionally touch on other players.
Funny enough, you don't talk to the press without thinking PR.
Yeah.
But, you know, just saying... It's just
you
nonsense.
built an MMO as much as Diablo 3 is an MMO. You can
Diablo 3 is definitely an MMO. There's other players online that makes it an MMO, right? Sorry, I'm being a sarcastic wanker here, but MMOs, even most MMOs, aren't MMOs.
Meerkat.
It's a meerkat. I don't know why I gave you that and not this, but right.
You just filled the bottle up.
I've just filled at magnets.
Are you a Mormon?
I am pretty much Mormon, yeah. That was my joke. I was just leaving it for just the right way and you beat me to it. But meerkats, where was I? I've gone to Mormons and meerkats. Right.
Lost track.
This is too much beer. This is not good. But let's go down the MMO route. An MMO, by definition, is massively multiplayer online. Not 13 people running a raid doing fuck all together.
Yeah.
That is not an MMO. An MMO is lots of people online together, and nobody has done a proper MMO yet. Barring that silly experiment where they put 1,000 versus 1,000, they all shot each other. Dust 514 is probably the closest to an MMO that we've seen so far. In fact, Battlefield, 64 players.
Battlefield is closer.
Yeah.
Wander off now.
Now, what does that say about the entire... Don't leave me! What does it say about the entire industry? The fact that Battlefield is the biggest MMO out there. Because you can have 64 player or hacked servers up to 128. It's just completely backwards. So to say that SimCity is an MMO because it has online connectivity and it saves to the cloud is absolute nonsense. Yes, you can probably see what your mate's doing. No, nobody doesn't care. Yes, people have exploited it and sent Godzilla to destroy their mates' cities. It's nonsense. It's not an MMO. MMOs aren't MMOs. FPSs are MMOs. That was a sensible rant, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can beat you 64 players. I can beat you
128 in hack servers.
Okay, I can beat your 128 in the early days of Warcraft before they added Battlegrounds.
What?
Now, before they added Battlegrounds, there was still player versus player combat.
Right.
And what would happen is just there was a couple of places in the map where there was a Horde city, Horde town next to a Alliance town.
And people just went.
One of them was South Shore. And Torren Mill. They're right next to each other. And literally, it wasn't even worth going there if you were... Basically, when you were levelling a character...
You stay clear.
You basically took the hit and ground your levels out at a lower level area. Because the higher level characters were just there, constantly. The server... It was just back and forth between these two towns. One town... Basically, the Alliance would push forward and get into Torren Mill. And that's when the NPC, the town guard script would fire, and elite NPCs would just come and wipe everyone out. At which point you'd be back in the middle, and hundreds of players back and forth on our server, hundreds upon hundreds of players just back and forth constantly. That was an epic That was an MMO.
Yeah, but it was a rigged MMO. They could never have conquered that other town because of NPCs.
Yeah, we could never have conquered that other town because of the NPCs. But that felt massive.
Yeah.
It had the MMO feel, and even Warcraft has lost that. Even Warcraft no longer has that.
Now it's raids and small parties, isn't it? It's
well,
nothing...
no, raids, small parties. Yeah, they're your PvE comp. Even your fucking. PvP, your player versus player combat, it's done. It's done in battlegrounds. It's done in arenas. You're in small groups. Sure, Arathi Basin can still hold 40 people, but it's 40 people that have just ticked a box that says I want to go to a random battleground. They're not there as part of an organised battle. Sure, the Torren Mill South Shore battles weren't fucking organised. But they were kind of coordinated. You'd have one bastard shouting over general chat, "There's a fucking big lot of them here. Get your asses here. We're getting defeated." And it felt epic.
I quite like the... I'm sorry to mention this. Global Agenda.
Mm-hmm.
When you were in the main kind of hub city area,
Yep.
you would have like an alarm system going off, people are attacking, and it was always computer characters. But imagine in that scenario, you're in your city, and it's actual people attacking.
See, you get that. You still get that in Warcraft occasionally when the few people do try and raid a city, because you can raid the Alliance cities and the Horde cities, and you get notifications of local defence channels saying their city is under attack. Unfortunately, most people just go meh, let them do it.
Yeah, I'm not there, can't be arsed, job done. MMOs have lost their way.
They've lost their way, and SimCity definitely isn't one. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, but DRM is a failed dead-end strategy. It's another
gem
he came out with.
That was the other gem he came out with, and we agree.
It is, but we don't agree when it comes from him. As
No.
much as I'd like to defend it, I believe this is very...
It's self-centered. It's.
I think the PR group have had a word.
Yeah, it's a PR group. Basically, we're not calling it DRM anymore. We're calling it interconnected services or some bullshit like that.
Well, my argument against all of this is SimCity has been out a week and a bit now, 2 weeks.
Yep. And only now are they trying to sell it as an MMO.
You don't claim every other alternative like, no, there's nothing wrong with our service. Oh, we've got waiting rooms, blah blah blah. We're doing this, we're doing that, and then at the end of it, go, well, it was an MMO anyway. It's bollocks. It's just completely made up, and it's purely because the sales aren't doing as well as they should, and they're pissed off.
Basically, it's tanking.
Yeah. Bad times, guys. Bad PR.
Should we stick with bad PR, or should we go to the WiiU?
I don't know. I can't see any of these things. That old Tom has just screwed me over something wrong.
That better?
Wow. I can't do that. Well, on my Mac, I hold what I think is Control. It's actually Command, and then scroll, and it just zooms in. Everything becomes pixelated. What a useless feature!
But the first one is well, we've got Ubisoft. We'll go with Ubisoft, and you'll give me a bottle opener. A battle opener, a bottle opener.
See,
That'll
I'm
do.
succeeding at magnets now. Which one? Rayman?
Well, no, Assassin's Creed. We'll come to Rayman in a bit. Ubisoft.
I don't like to talk bad of Ubisoft though, because they have so much bad press anyway.
I know, but it's all self-inflicted, so I don't mind talking bad about them because, well, they've fucking brought it on themselves.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed. How many different fucking collector's editions do you need?
It's a cow in an assassin's outfit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is purely a cash cow now. It's getting ridiculous.
There are 3 collector's editions. The difference between them is negligible.
Well, we have the Ultimate version. This is how I'm going to rate them.
Yeah.
Ultimate, which you can only get from Ubisoft because they get more money if you do it that way.
Uplay, yeah.
There is the Penultimate edition, which is pretty much the same as the Ultimate, but instead of your... Sorry, I'll explain.
You get a statue on a ship.
Yeah, and a few extra bits and bobs. On the Penultimate, you get a statue, the same statue, but instead of the ship, they've just put you on a bit of decking.
That's the difference. The character is identical on both of the statuettes.
But instead of being stood on a ship, you're stood on some decking from B&Q.
Yeah.
That's about accurate, yeah? B&Q's a DIY shop for all you Americans. It's like that American one. I used to know I've watched enough American TV. I should know better, but anyway, you stood on decking. The next version, you get a tin case and some extra bits and bobs.
Yeah.
A book and some crap.
See, I've got my own problem with tin cases. I hate tin cases.
I like them, but let me finish and then we'll come back to tin cases. And the last one is a normal box version with some downloadable shite. Carry on, tin cases.
They never fit in your fucking shelves. They're always a different size. If they made the tin cases the same size as the normal plastic DVD cases...
My tin cases are actually the same. So.
No, they never are.
Actually, no, they don't emboss them. The opposite of emboss. Yeah, basically they make them stick out. And then they stick out that much more, don't they? No, embossing is pushing in. They emboss it from the other side, I suppose, which makes them... Don't they? Embossing is sticking in. I thought embossing was... Embossing. Right here, we're actually Googling embossing. This is how we roll. It's just wrong.
No.
There you go.
It doesn't tell you fucking...
actually help.
Doesn't help at all. But that's embossing and it's all popped up.
Whoa, that is badass. Embossing to me is sticking in. There you go. Answers on a postcard is embossing, making it go inwards or outwards.
Anyway, but
no, screw games. We're gonna do the embossing podcast.
Anyway,
I need more pizza to soak up this alcohol. It's not going well.
Aside from the entire embossing issue, steel cases are never the same size. They're always slightly longer and slightly wider. They don't fit in with the rest of your DVD collection, the rest of your Blu-ray collection. I've got them for DVDs, I've got them for Blu-rays, I've got them for games. They're never the same size, and that fucks me off.
There is another issue as well.
What?
After you've bought it, you think, well, hey, this is worth fuck all now.
Yeah.
Because they're worth nothing. They're not even worth more than the standard game afterwards. And what's the point?
CEX makes a prime example. I picked up a steelbox copy of something for cheaper than the standard edition.
Yeah, because nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
They want the game. They don't care how they get it. I think Dead Rising was the perfect example because there were so many Steelcase editions of that doing the rounds.
Yeah, that's
it's not worth it.
Well, we'll stick with Ubisoft and go to their... We're going to call them Retard of the Week. I'm going that far as to saying this is now a thing, and this is Retard of the Week.
We're dropping the Molyneux Awards and the Blazinski and all of the other syndromes.
We still have the diseases. We have the Molyneux, the Belinsky, Clarksons, and Sir British.
His doesn't sound like a disease, does it? It sounds like a a noble title.
No. He is just his own case.
I've got a case of the Britishers.
He's not a case. He's just a disease to be Sir British. Because he just talks so much shite.
God forbid we ever get back into the games industry.
Yeah, we're fucked if we ever get back into the games industry. Anyway.
There we go, that should be a swear box as well. Every time we mention the games industry in a spiteful manner, like we wouldn't ever want to work there again.
I'd fucking love to work there again, but they're not taking me back.
No.
Anyway,
So,
Ubisoft... basically...
I spoiled your story.
Yeah,
Carry on.
they popped up this week and said that Rayman Legends is going to be a huge system seller for the Wii U. And the video people will see me doing a brilliant
it's actually, you're making a muscly pose. What's
I know, huge system seller. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Do you want to take on the arguments for this one?
Well, there's many arguments against, but I can't think of any for.
Yeah.
Because for it to sell well on the Wii U, there needs to be it needs to be more of an exclusive for it to make the Wii U sell. It's not an exclusive. In fact, they've held back the Wii U version
which is finished
to make the other versions. So what that means is they've taken a user base of, let's say, you've got 75 million PlayStation 3, 75 million Xbox. You've got probably about a 75% overlap. Rough maths will give you close to about 90 million people.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Wii U, which hasn't really sold that
about
well.
6 million.
Yeah, about 6 million. Are people going to pay, let's say, what, 40 quid for... I'm rounding up.
Yeah.
40 quid for the game? Or are they going to pay 300 quid for a new console and a game? May I add, a new console that doesn't render it any better, nor offer many benefits.
No.
You are going to go with what you own, which is an Xbox or a PlayStation. The same crowd that Nintendo wanted to steal.
Yes.
And they haven't.
Yeah, Nintendo have fucked up on the Wii U. We'll get to that in a bit. But I
want to go back a few podcasts. Back to a time when things were simpler, and I said, I don't get what market they're after.
Yeah.
And I want to say, told you so.
You can say it all you want.
Because I predicted this. They never once admitted what they were doing or who they were
No,
going for. And they failed miserably, and they have.
I don't want to get into this rant about the Wii U again.
I've got to.
You can.
Because I called this one.
No. I'm accepting this.
It's not often I get a chance to... Didn't we have a bet?
No. There was
sure
no bet about
it. It was
that.
£1 million. I'm sure it was £1 million.
There was no bet on the Wii U. There's a bet on the PS4 release date, but there's no bet on the Wii U.
There's also one on the Call of Duty Battlefield thing. And I think I got that one as well.
Did you? I can't remember that one.
Yeah, I think I said Call of Duty will still kick ass, despite the fact that...
Yeah. But anyway, I accept that the Wii U flopped, and we'll get onto that in a second. But let's stick with Ubisoft and Rayman Legends for a second. And finish this story at least first.
I'm going to keep my smug face on.
Yeah, you can keep the smug face on. But their argument is selling a new way of playing can take some time, and we know the power brands from Nintendo. We know the majority of systems. Blah blah blah. Rayman Legends will be a system seller for the Nintendo Wii U. Right. Firstly, Ubisoft, you're overestimating your own fucking opinion.
Yeah.
The games playing community fucking hate you.
Yeah.
There's no subtle way of putting it. We can't fucking stand you. We will tolerate you because you keep coming out with decent games every now and again, such as Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends.
And Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to mention the shit ones in between 2 and 3.
Yeah. If you go and stick with Rayman Legends, yes, it looks like a very good game, and yes, it would have shifted units for the Nintendo Wii U if you had released it when you said you would. Holding it back to put it up against consoles that other people already own will not shift fucking units. I am predicting now that when you release it, alongside the Xbox and PS3 versions, you will be making press releases stating poor fucking sales compared to the other versions.
As you can tell from the slightly aggravated Paddy response here, one of us owns a Wii U and the other one doesn't.
No, but...
and one of us is a Rayman fan and the other one's kind of...
I am a Rayman fan. I've said this before. Legends is finished. It's completed. Fucking release it. There's no two...
Start a petition.
We did.
Petition Obama. 125,000 signatures you need to get Obama to respond.
I'm sorry,
but Obama saying, "Damn right, release it."
But when the game's developers are stood outside the fucking head office of Ubisoft saying, "Our game is finished, fucking release it."
I'm not sure they used that language. I think what they said was, "Sortez nous Rayman." I can't read that.
I don't know how to say fucking in French, but I'm sure that's it.
Fucking. No, that's Italian. It's close.
But yeah, the Wii U has flopped. I'm not too proud to admit it. I am getting a bit of early adopter remorse here.
That is my smug face. I almost bought one.
I know.
I very closely. I literally walked past the store at midnight when I could have had one on release date before you.
Yeah.
And thought, nah.
I am getting a bit of early adopter remorse, and I'm hoping that it won't last. I'm hoping that somewhere along the line they'll come out of that curve. Pikmin, Mario Kart, all that shit.
Well, there's no reason to buy at the moment, is it? That's the
yeah,
problem.
exactly. They fucked it up. They should have launched with Pikmin, Mario Kart, and Zelda.
Yeah, not just awesome Ubisoft titles like Zombie U.
Yeah,
that was Ubisoft, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
which is a very good game, to be fair.
It's a good game.
It's not a great game, but it's a good game.
It's not a very good game. It's a good game. This is the problem. Look at Tomb Raider. Look at Hitman. They're good games.
Oh.
And now Sony's had to step down from Square Enix because they made good games.
Yeah. But yeah, I accept the Wii U fucked up. They've mismarketed it. There's been, well, have you seen a Wii U advert yet?
I don't think they've mismarketed. I think they genuinely don't know who they're targeting it at.
Yeah. Well, have you seen a Wii U advert on TV yet?
I think maybe one.
And how long is it?
I may be making that up. I might not have seen one, but
and we're 3 months into the year now, and it launched. So we're nearly 6 months into the life cycle of that console, and you've seen maybe one advert.
I'm guessing one. I don't think I've seen any. At the end of the day, the Wii U, it doesn't have the mass market appeal the Wii had, because the Wii was literally, you can play games by doing things you already do.
Yeah.
You know how to play tennis, you can play a Wii. You know how to bowl, you can play a Wii. You know how to throw a dart, you can play PDC darts, but why would you want to? I remember reviewing that one, that was bad.
But the thing is, at the same time, the Wii U has that. You have a smartphone. You know how to use the Wii U. You have a tablet. You know how to use the Wii U.
It doesn't have multi-gesture. It doesn't have any of the fancy bits.
It's
a point and a touch.
They fucked that up. They should have had multi-gesture, but that's another argument altogether. Anyway, they fucked that up.
Somebody's going to come along and do it better. That's the problem. In fact, they already have. Microsoft allow you to use a tablet.
Smart glass. The problem is, it's not. This is my entire argument at this point for the Wii U over smart glass and the PlayStation 4's answer to the Wii U.
I already have one for smart glass myself, but the PlayStation 4 one doesn't apply, so I'm curious.
Well, the problem with both of those answers, both of those options, is that you can't guarantee that the user base has the technology to use that feature. So designers are going to do what they're doing with the Wii U and go, well, we don't know what to do with this, so we're just not going to do anything at all.
Yeah, but look at it this way. When they do that, you still get the game.
I know, that's...
Where's the Wii U? They go, we don't know what to do with it, so we're just not going to bother. And every single Wii U owner on the planet goes, huh? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just don't use it.
Yeah, that's it. Put the fucking game's logo on there. Yeah. That'll do me. But
Make it a black screen. Put porn on it for all I care. Just give me the game.
If they put porn on it, I'll buy the game. I don't care what the game is. Give me porn on the screen while I'm playing games.
Can you imagine how distracting that would be? It's like you're playing Metal Gear, every time you open one of the lockers and there's a dirty picture, it shows it on the screen. It's like, oh.
But imagine that as...
Don't put him in the locker, don't close the door! Oh.
No, but you can have that as difficulty levels.
It gets worse.
As your difficulty level goes up, the porn becomes more and more hardcore.
The thing is, I don't know what would be more distracting. Because you know how when you go by, like, the train crash incident, you go past a train crash and you can't help but look, even though they could be the most horrific thing there. You could start out with good porn, and eventually it transcend into the most...
Gimp masks.
No, I was thinking, like, grannies and transvestites.
In gimp masks?
You know, the kind of stuff where you would go, oh, I don't want to look, but, oh, no! You couldn't even look at the screen in front of you, that's the problem. You would just be distracted by the fact that you've got transvestite gimp grannies.
Exactly. So, difficulty modes. See?
It's the ultimate game of distraction,
in fact,
isn't it?
Saints Row, your bullshit that you can't think of what to do with the fucking Wii U controller, we've just thought of your answer. You put porn on that controller. That's your answer. It fits in with your ethos. Job done.
So, oh. I think we've ruined games now. I think we've ruined the Wii U. Nintendo have that kind of cutesy image, and we've just killed it. Instead of having like Mario and Zelda, they have Mario and Zelda going at it with a granny with a giant dildo sword. It's just wrong. Moving on.
Well, we'll stick with the Wii U. CNN have done a calculation. They've contacted many people and worked out that the parts to build a Wii U are $228.
Which we've actually worked out is probably about right. You know, we've verified what they've said and realised that on top of that price you've got R&D.
Yep.
Which takes a lot of money.
A lot of money.
You have marketing.
Which, in this case, as we've already proven,
it takes no money.
It takes no money whatsoever because they haven't fucking done any.
Yeah. It takes delivery, shipping, so on. It takes the retailer's cut.
Yeah, this is where my thing is.
It works out.
The retailer's profit is going to be the highest proportion. Now, the basic unit of the Wii U is selling in America at the minute at $290 something. So, considering the parts alone to build the Wii U cost $228. Then, if we factor in only one thing, the time required to put those parts together, Nintendo are already making a loss.
That's it. I imagine it's close on this. I don't necessarily think a loss, but
breaking even then.
I think it'd be, yeah, they're not making as much money as an article like that or a headline like that would suggest. Because everything else takes money.
Yeah.
Everything.
Putting the parts together costs money. Shipping the thing to the shop costs money.
Paying for the funeral costs for the worker that jumped from the Foxconn building.
They don't use
money.
Foxconn.
Not anymore.
They didn't.
I'm sure they did.
No.
Just Apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Apple don't anymore.
Unlucky Foxconn. Anyway, Chinese workers jump from buildings. That's just a rule, right?
Yeah, anyway, but on top of that, a UK retailer has claimed that a price cut is not enough to not enough to save the Wii U. On the grounds that they dropped the price to see what would happen, and they didn't see a big enough increase in sales.
Paddy has a slight reservation about this.
I do. My reservation is the UK retailer that's making this claim. Shop 2.
Yeah.
It's an online UK retailer that I wouldn't trust to actually drop a turd in a toilet.
There is another issue here as well. What they're saying is they dropped the price from $24.99 to $189.95. Now, simple maths here. Nobody sells the console at $249.99.
No, nobody at all.
It's come down in price. It really has. This is the basic unit. Nobody wants to buy the basic unit.
No.
At all. And the premium unit is generally on offer on most stores with games, controllers and so on.
Exactly, yes.
So nobody's going to buy the basic unit because it does fuck all.
And nobody with any sense will buy anything from Shop 2 because they are fucking shit.
There you go, this is our professional opinion.
Fuck the professional opinion. I am going with a personal opinion. I bought one thing from them. It came damaged. It came 3 weeks late and fucking damaged.
I don't know what to add to that.
Yeah.
It was damaged.
It was a fucking game. How the hell do you damage a DVD case and the DVD in it?
Speaking of the Wii U.
We'll stick with the Wii U, yeah. Let's ignore them. Sticking with the... No, going back to the price drop. I think a price drop is what the Wii U needs now. It needs Nintendo to take the hit. Because look at how that turned around the 3DS.
Yeah.
Nintendo took the hit on the 3DS and it's worked out for them. They need to do that with a Wii U.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of analysts still consider the 3DS a bit of a failure, despite the fact that it
but analysts
really
are
well.
arseholes.
Yeah.
They need to take the hit on the. They need to take the hit on the Wii U. They need to release a new version of it with a bigger hard drive.
Screw the hard drive. I'm happy with external. Make the battery and the controller better.
They need to improve that as well. But if they took a hit on the price, then everybody that had a problem with it, in fact, they could bundle it with an external hard drive.
Yeah.
Bundle it with an external hard drive, take a hit on the price, job done.
The problem they've got is that everyone now is a bit more tech savvy than they were. Digital downloads have become a big thing, especially for the hardcore market.
Yeah.
The hardcore market they scoff at 32 gig.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, look at the argument we had last week as to whether the PS4 will be a terabyte.
Exactly. So, right, if the hardcore market scoff at your premium model,
your premium model isn't good enough.
Exactly. Or you're targeting the wrong market.
Yeah.
That means you're going for the standard market where 32 gig is like a 32 gig iPad and everyone's like, woo! Except for it's not, because that market generally don't play.
Well, let's put it this way: the fact that you can't put one of the games on the hard drive is fucking.
It's
wrong.
a very big game, though. But
I really want that Lego City Undercover.
Let's break it down. Let's break it down. The people that
Hello, Nintendo.
The people that would buy an iPad with 32 gig are not the same people that would buy a Wii U for 32 gig. People that buy an iPad expect gesture control. On a Wii U, you can't do that.
No.
Casual games work on an iPad. Casual games on a Wii U, not really succeeding that well.
No.
Hardcore games on an iPad fail. Hardcore games on a Wii U could actually do well, but unfortunately your console isn't targeted at the hardcore market. Which means you failed on the storage, you failed on the control system, you failed on every fucking aspect of the console. It could have been awesome.
This could be a reason why Battlefield 4 is not coming to the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I am happy with the fact that Battlefield 4 is not coming for the Wii U, because DICE have done the right thing. Last week I went on a bit of a rant about the fact that somebody said it, Volition,
I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, Saints Row 4 and some other game, man. We don't know what to do with the game. I'm sorry, Saints Row 4, you have a fucking mini-map. You've got something to do with the screen. Job done. Give us a mini-map. I'm happy with that. DICE, on the other hand, have gone, well, quite frankly, we know how to develop for these two consoles. And we think that developing for this lesser marketed console would be stretching ourselves too thin to try and work out what the fuck we can do over here.
It's like making an iPhone app, an Android app, and then going, yeah, we'll make a Windows Phone app.
Exactly.
At the minute, it's not worth your money.
But that's the justification they've got, and I am happy with that as a justification. I will happily accept that Battlefield 4 isn't coming to the Wii U because it's not worth their time to learn what the Wii U can do. Not when they can...
You say what the Wii U can do, I think everyone knows what it can do.
Well, yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, it just...
How to make it do what it can do then.
Yeah.
Basically, they're focusing on their known platforms now. But I don't think they ever said that it was a never for the Wii U. That's my point.
I'll be honest. For the sake of Battlefield 4, it's a never.
Yeah, it probably is, but I don't think they ever clearly said never. What they said is it's not right now, not worth it.
Yeah, they
so
might
they
do
could,
in the future.
So they could release it now and then spend the next 3 months, the next couple of months, porting it to the Wii U, which would be fine.
I honestly, the problem I see now with Battlefield is the release cycle.
Have they gone to yearly?
Well, Battlefield 3, you're going to have to help me out here, listeners, because I don't think I've had it in a case for a year. More than... It's not been 2 years, has it?
I don't know.
It might have been 2 years. When the hell did Battlefield 2... How long have I had this game sealed? I know we make jokes about it, but I have it as summer last year. I'm not sure that's when it came out.
Wikipedia.
Which is
God
worrying.
bless Wikipedia.
2011.
2011. You've had it for 2 years, man.
Fucking hell.
You're on your own. Make that argument.
Well, it's not 2 years. It's a year and a half.
Okay, year and a half.
Be getting on for 2 years when this one comes out, but I've no argument to make anymore. So 2 years to release a Battlefield game, and I still haven't unboxed it. Really, now it's coming down to being my fault. I haven't unboxed it. I'm a noob. Battlefield 4 looks absolutely awesome though, and we have a video in the extra time bit, which we've never really made a decent name for. But if you have a look in there, there's 17-minute gameplay footage as well as the teaser trailer. If you look out carefully, one of the characters looks just like Joey from Friends. You'll see him. But it looks phenomenal. And no, you won't be getting it.
What?
Battlefield 4.
No, I won't.
Because it's not coming out for Wii U. We've got a...
It's GDC. There's GD... At the same time...
We've got very little GDC news though, considering.
That's because a lot of it's been fucking technical based, and...
Yeah.
GDC is a developer conference. It's
the
not
Games
for...
Developers Conference.
Yeah. The business people there. Turkey Salad Boy. He does occasionally appear on our podcast. We are trying to get him involved more. He is a business developer, and he is over in San Fran now doing his job.
Yeah.
Which I really, really, really hate him for. I wish I was him.
It's one of those jobs where you think... Because this is what gets me. He's a business development manager.
Yeah.
He gets input on games.
Well, no. The way I look at it is what he does on a daily basis is the game studios make games, but he makes games happen because he gets the contract signs that allows people to make the games.
Yeah, but it was saying the other week he actually gets to have some involvement in what aspects and what kind of route to go down. Now, Craig, on a weekly basis, will say, guys, what would you do if? And we answer him, and then suddenly a game comes up based on similar ideas.
Nah, he's not that. Nah, he has his. He's quite clued in, but it's good to know that we're still involved in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, he's over in GDC now. Anyway, hello, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
But they had the GDC awards. They have them every year, and a lot of games won. Not as many won as Journey. Journey,
I will admit, is a very good game, but my god, I did not expect this.
Yeah, it won 6 of the 11 awards it was nominated for.
Yeah.
It took the top award for Game of the Year. It won Best Innovation, Best Visual, Best Download, Best Audio, and Best Games Design, which is quite impressive. So we'll go through the awards because we can.
Either one of my friends is drunk, or I've got to get the word "ching" into a podcast. What? Oh, I just did it.
Is that the guy from last week that we?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you watch the video? By any chance? Did you listen to the podcast? I'm sure I put the link in there. Ask him. Ask him now.
He's actually sent me a message. What's the link to the podcast? So I think he's a bit behind. I think
Screw him then.
He may be listening right now to last week's podcast in some kind of like weird parallel.
Give me the bottle opener, and then we'll go through these GDC awards. GDC awards, Game of the Year.
Let's be honest. It won. Journey
won, but then again, it was up against Mass Effect 3 and Dishonored.
And XCOM.
And
let's be honest, XCOM is the best game ever made.
Clearly.
I'm not going to beat around the bush. Best game ever made.
Best audio, it won that. And it was up against Miami Hotline, which had a good soundtrack. Halo 4, which had a good soundtrack. Assassin's Creed 3, which is sat there on the two playlists, so I can't question on that. And Sound Shapes, which was just piss poor.
But I'm guessing Sound Shapes by the
was a music game.
Yeah.
Music driven game. Yeah. Best debut, Humble Hearts, Polytron Corporation with Fez,
Giant Sparrow, The Unfinished One, Subset Games, Faster Than Light, which I've heard very good things about.
Faster Than Light won.
I've started playing The Room as well.
Yeah,
which is Fireproof Games.
The Room is very good.
Yeah, I think I ripped into it in a podcast saying there's so many of these games around, but that level of polish.
Yeah.
It's just unseen.
No, there's that many of those games around, but they've done it so much better than everyone else.
Yeah, they really have. They've just polished everything perfect, and they've put a story in it as well.
Yeah. Best games design: Dishonored, Mark of the Ninja, Spelunky, Journey, and XCOM. It went to Journey.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I'm a bit annoyed by that.
Why?
Because although I appreciate Journey as something new and something different, I think this is more probably a reflection on myself, but XCOM has just kept my time so much better than Journey.
I agree. No, I agree entirely. Journey, I still enjoy. I will occasionally, when I'm bored, fire up Journey because it's great to play through it.
Yeah, but do you feel sometimes like you're being a hipster bastard rather than...
I do feel a bit hipster when I'm playing it.
Yeah.
I accept that. No, I accept that. But there's something about Journey that just brings you back into it.
I know it sounds daft, but if I had half an hour to spare, I would go for Dishonored or XCOM.
I'd go for Dishonored because XCOM sounds like it needs more than half an hour.
Yeah, it does.
Exactly. Best downloadable game. See here, I'm a bit dubious because it's Walking Dead, Spelunky, Trials Evolution, Mark of the Ninja, and Journey. Journey won it, but I think that should have gone to Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think more people have made a fuss of a Walking Dead. I think it's a more accessible game. But again, I think we're stuck in that kind of thing where Journey did something new, so people feel like they have to reward it.
But Walking Dead did something new for the fucking episodic market.
It didn't do something new. They just did everything that we all wanted.
Right.
In one game.
Yeah.
We've had lots of games that have done certain elements right, but they've just got it spot on.
Okay. Best technology: Far Cry 3, PlanetSide 2, Halo 4, Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, and Assassin's Creed 3.
Right, COD Blop should be straight off that list.
Shouldn't be in that list. Assassin's Creed 3 shouldn't be in that list. Halo 4 shouldn't be in that list, which leaves PlanetSide 2 and Far Cry 3. It's a close call between the two of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Handheld.
We don't know where to go with this.
No. Gravity Rush, Hero Academy, Sound Shapes, Kid Icarus, and The Room.
I've played one of these games, so The Room wins.
And it did.
There you go. Job done.
Best narrative: Spec Ops: The Line, Mass Effect 3, Dishonored, Virtue's Last Reward, and the winner was Walking Dead.
You know what else should be in there? And I know I shouldn't say this because it's an indie title and so on, but Thomas Was Alone. It's a game built entirely on narrative. Granted, there's puzzles
I get that.
There, but
however, Thomas Was Alone was originally released before last year's GDC, so this is this year's GDC, so he didn't.
Fair enough.
I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Best visual arts: Borderlands 2, Journey, Far Cry 3, Dishonored, Halo 4. Of that,
Dishonored or Far Cry? Oh, Journey.
it's Journey.
Yeah.
Best visual, because the game was purely visual. There was very little guidance there that wasn't visual.
Fair enough. Innovation.
Mark of
Journey.
the Ninja, Journey, Faster Than Light, Unfinished Swan, Zombie U. I am a bit torn between this one, because I would, despite the fact that Ubisoft give Zombie U that call.
You know what I want to say? I was thinking the other day, based on the fact of Zombie U and every other zombie game that's come out,
Yeah.
I would like to see a zombie game where, first of all, you start the game like any other zombie game. You're fighting off zombies. Now, in every single zombie game, somebody generally gets bitten.
Yeah.
In Resident Evil, you can get bitten, carry on. As long as you find a green herb, job done. I would like to see a game where inevitably you get overcome with zombies, you get bitten, you fight them off, and for the rest of the game, you're in first person view, and you slowly become a zombie. But you don't realise you're becoming a zombie. That would be interesting. Yeah. That would be something different.
See, Zombie U kind of has that in the fact that when you die and you pick up your new survivor,
you can find yourself.
Your previous character is still running around the map with your shit.
But you've watched a zombie film. Nobody gets bitten and instantly becomes zombie.
No.
In Zombie U, I imagine you can maybe get bitten but survive. I don't know.
You can get jumped on, but if you stop them before they bite you, then yeah.
That's it. I would love to see that whole thing where
you slowly become.
You don't know you're scratched. You might get the odd hint maybe as you walk up ladders and you see a slight scratch.
No. You think about it, and you could do it subtly if your quests come automatically.
Yeah.
The type of target you get, the type of quest you get, could change.
I was thinking more
subtly.
You know, every game now has this kind of detective mode.
Yeah.
You could have that. You slowly develop this sense, and you don't quite understand. Eventually, you're stuck in detective mode. So every enemy just comes up as a red human-shaped thing, and you start attacking it.
Yeah,
you would never know. You would literally just become, and if you did it in some kind of weird online multiplayer thing, you would just be attacking people.
Final one: Innovation, Mark of the Ninja, Journey, Faster Than Light, Unfinished Swan, Zombie U. In fact, we just went through that. Yeah. Ambassador Award: Chris Messalinos, curator of the Smithsonian Art and Video Games exhibit.
We should go there.
Yep. Pioneer Award, Space War creator Steve Russell. Audience Award, Dishonored. Lifetime Achievement Awards, BioWare founders Ray Mosaic and Greg Zusk.
So they should.
And then there's all the Independent Games Festival Awards.
That's a lot of...
And there's quite a lot there, and there's a link to all this. And
it's rewarding a lot of the indies. Faster Than Light has got a good little following.
Faster Than Light got quite a good following this year, and it's well deserved.
Right, we're running out of time.
We are. What have we got?
Longer than we usually do.
Yeah. So we've got Battlefield 4.
Ubisoft, interesting thing. They've said that only 10 AAA games can exist per year.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Yeah. Basically, there's still room for great AAA games that can, despite the budget, retain the classic model of expecting people to pay in one big chunk. But there's only room for 10 of those titles to be successful per year.
Yeah.
So those titles have to go all in to be the 10.
This is why games are now costing a fortune, and why so many big games do badly. Like Lara Croft, for example, sold millions and millions, but it was deemed a flop because of the amount of money they spent on it.
Yeah, but that's it. They're aiming for AAA. I can't remember the last game I looked at that was actually only aiming for AA.
I don't think this whole title thing of AA, AAA. It's bullshit. You make a good game or you make a bad game. It doesn't matter how it is.
No. You make a good game or you make a okay game and charge less for it.
No, but you don't. Journey is a very good game, but it's not AAA. It's just fucking A.
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Journey. It's indie. It didn't charge much, so it's sold by the fucking bucket load.
Yeah. And it happens to be a very,
and it happens
very,
to be
very
fucking
good game.
awesome and win awards left, right, and centre.
There you
So
go.
they're wrong.
AAA is a silly title. Basically, what they mean by AAA is we spent too much money developing it.
But I agree, there is only room for a certain number of AAAs per year, because I know my monetary budget for buying games every year is limited.
It's frustrating though. My main issue is the fact the best game I've played in a long time is XCOM. And I know I rant about it, but most players would pass up XCOM to go and play Call of Duty.
Yep.
And it's purely because bigger budget, and I don't think it's spent on the game, I think it's spent on the marketing.
Yep.
It's frustrating.
Anyway, market. We're done. Sony have warned of PlayStation 4 beta scams.
Yeah, I've seen these on Facebook.
They-
Join this and tweet all your friends, and that was.
We will invite you into the PlayStation 4 beta. Nobody is going to be invited into the PlayStation 4 beta. I'm sorry, they have more than enough members of the press, members of the gaming community, members. In fact,
if you want a PlayStation 4, just send us your credit card details and PIN number, and we'll get you a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I'm sorry, but considering how many users, how many staff members there are at every game studio that works for Sony alone, I'm not taking third parties into account. I'm taking just Sony-owned studios and staff members of those studios. In fact, I'm not even going to take the QA staff at those studios. Just direct members of those studios alone. Sony have a beta party better than most MMOs get.
Yeah, there is no need to involve you or us
There
or
is
anyone.
There is no situation that would require them to go out to the general public for a beta device. Ever. I'm sorry. If you're willing enough to fall for that, fuck you.
Paddy's sage advice there. So Sony is having. It's open to having paid alphas on PlayStation 4, which isn't daft. It's pandering to the indies.
Well, no. This is Sony proving that they're fixing.
This is Kickstarter for PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it's,
buy a game before it's finished.
It is, but at the same time, it's Sony proving that they're trying to fix their indie cred. They fucked up the indie. They basically shafted the indie market.
They didn't fuck it up. They were just beaten to it.
Yeah.
Microsoft well and truly trounced them.
Well, no. Microsoft well and truly trounced them, but Sony didn't really do much to regain the market with the indies.
Well, they did. They kind of said, we don't charge you 10 grand an update. I think that kind of helped.
But they still had a fucking difficult development platform for them.
Whereas now it's going to be PC development that will work on PlayStation. So
exactly.
Job done.
But trying to feed more into the indies, they've offered open the option of being paid alphas. So things like the Prison Simulator, the Introversion are working on.
Let's go back to the paid alpha, the one game that made millions before it was ever released.
Minecraft.
Yeah, every time. Minecraft is the perfect example. Minecraft really is what Kickstarter was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this great idea for a game. I'm working on it. If you want to buy it before it's out, great, do it.
My personal favourite was the one that nobody ever played. And that's the time travel RTS.
Akron.
Akron, that's the word. I was hoping you'd remember it because I'd lost the name of it.
That was interesting.
It was, but I had the paid alpha of it, and it was very good. And I've played it a couple of times since, and it's still very good, but I don't fucking understand it.
I think the problem is that learning curve. Like, let's say Eve is like this.
Yeah.
I can do this on video now. So basically it's near vertical for Eve. Akron actually doubles back on itself.
Yeah.
Because
Eve's,
you can go back in time.
Eve's learning curve is a straight line up, and Akron's learning curve is a straight line backwards.
Yeah.
It kind of goes backwards at a 45-degree angle, and once you've got the hang of it, you fucking trounce everyone. But until you do, you're fucked.
screwed. Yeah.
And that's it. But anyway, Sony look to be doing the Microsoft. They look to be really, really focusing on getting the indie market involved in the next generation. And they need it.
Yeah.
Because the indie market is where the good games are going to come from.
And
this generation, we have hit the natural progression of...
Let's be honest, Sony have got this right. They have built up momentum going into the new console. They're selling faster than Microsoft. They have more to offer than Microsoft. And if they come into the new console with no second-hand limitations, I know that's only a rumour,
Yeah.
and indie development, easy development for any studio, they're just going to win.
Yeah.
Microsoft are going to have a hard time this time because Sony have been resting on the laurels for too long. And I think they're finally hitting.
Yeah, I think they've realised they can't just sit there and take it for a while. Anyway, we're done for the main stories. We're gonna flick through the extra time stuff. Basically, for the people who don't know this podcast, who have actually managed to tolerate this for nearly 2 hours.
2 hours.
I know.
Fucking hell. How do we tolerate for 2 hours?
The video is going to be longer.
We're sorry, guys. We really are. We might split it into two, but
we're not. Video stuff. PAX East video for Diablo 3 on the console shows what they could have done if they'd have done it properly from the start. Did you know gaming's next video, which is about Crash Bandicoot? Apparently he was originally called Willy the Wombat.
That's fascinating.
DuckTales trailer video. Fireaxis releasing a teaser video for a possible XCOM sequel, though I think it's going to be a DLC. Looks a bit Lovecraftian with a big squiddy thing coming from the ground.
Nice.
17 minutes of Battlefield 4 gameplay footage.
Go watch that. It's good.
A new Watch Dogs video. A new PSN exclusive video for Rain. The trailer video we mentioned earlier for Final Fantasy X and X2. And the instructions on how to unlock Bioshock Infinite's 1999 mode. For the people not watching the video, it's the Konami code. And I think that's a good point to stop the podcast. Do you?
Yeah.
For the audio people anyway, the video people are still going.
Hey video. Seriously, I want to watch the
we can
XCOM thing.
We can watch that in a second. Let's stop the video first.
Okay. Bye video.
Hang on, I've got to find the video. Where's the video?
Bye video.
Have we even...
I've not looked at that all night. So.
I think you have. I think you've been staring at it all the time. I think I've shown it bare more often than I should have.
What?
Quite frankly, you will be seeing the outcuts because apparently I have to move the beginning of the podcast to the end of the podcast.
Yeah. I like the fact that as we get drunker, we're kind of like, yes.
Yeah, but we haven't gone red this time. Why last week did we go red and this time we've got...
I think embarrassment, whereas now we're too drunk, so it's fine.
I think I got the settings wrong last week.
That could be it as well. Bye.
Okay, this little bit of the video is because that twat is a bit of a failure and missed the word verdigris from his random words.
Verdigris.
That was actually being captured as well. Right, let's put the intro music in the main podcast. Oh fuck, I've got... Where have I put the stories as well? Have I got the other window open?
This is not going well.
No, they're getting... Well, this is what the point of the uncut is. They get to see all this shit. People who are listening to the audio don't. Intro.
Should I break the seal before or after? I mean...
Could you not have done that before I started actually recording the video?
Probably.
Go! While I try and cue things up, you git. I may also get a beer as well.
Just stop and start again.
No, it's started now. This is the point of the uncut. They get to see all this shit.
Oh, wow.
As you can hear in the background, that is my wife. She is the poor bugger that has to put up with this every week.
I'm going to bed.
Usually she disappears upstairs. In fact, you'll probably see her doing that in a second. I can't see the...
What?
What's it? What, I didn't hear
I
that.
don't know what it was. I don't know what it was.
I'm running, runner. This is no. This is staying in. Oh, there's definitely news coming up. Do you want me to do what we used to do?
Not like so bad it's funny, just bad.
Do you want me to do what we used to do, and that's take this shit out and put it at the end?
Yeah, we'll do that for the video.
Yes, we'll do that for the video.
Hey. Beer?
You want beer?
Yes, please.
Well, Tom? Oh, for fuck's sake.